Yeah, 1-2, 1-2. Nothing. You know why? That'll do it. Okay.
I came to a game last week. I saw Ellen.
Yeah, I called her. I called her. I was like, I need you here. Yep, and it was awesome.
Good.
And it brought me back to that time, and I was just like, this is what it's like to play field hockey.
I actually hooked the,
Forgotten more than these kids.
the clouds.
Ever know.
Yep. A little easy
Yep.
to see.
Okay, well, you let me know if there's anything you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all set. We got
Just holler
rosters.
at
We're all
me.
set.
Okay.
Amber's nice meeting you.
So
Good
nice
luck
to meet
today.
you. Thank you.
We're on the mercy of the internet gods here. We welcome you here to Halldale High School. The Simmons Complex is the site for today's Munson Media High School field hockey game between the Boothbay Regional High School and Halldale High School. Glad you could join us here on Munson Media. Let you know it's a little bit of a setup. Yesterday we had soccer here, had a great soccer game, a 1-1 tie between undefeated Lisbon and Halldale boys. Coach McNally, it was a terrific game. Coach McNally, Mo McNally, longtime Gardner High School field hockey coach, joining me as she always does for field hockey. And, of course, we have the press box here. We're out in the open area here today, and clouds are in and out and all. So we've had to cut back a little bit on the production that we can do down here because we have to use portable power, and we can only plug so many items into the portable power before it says, no, that's too much. And so we've got an abbreviated pared down production here, not our normal computer setup here, as we can't run our full-fledged production outside. When we did it a few times here in the past, we had nothing but issues with it. So we're going to try this today. Let us know. I think the picture and the sound will be good. We made a scoreboard up on Boxcast, so it should be good. Let's take a look at this one, Coach McNally, as we get set to go here. And this is a rematch of an early season game, I think, probably the first game of the season, and the Bulldogs came away with a 2-0 victory.
They did, and both teams are coming in very similar, Rob. Boothbay's coming in at 1-7. Halldale's coming in at 2-4-1, and both of them are looking for some offense. The defense is kind of steady for both teams, but Halldale will be without Lizzie Bickford, one of their big guns in the backfield, and actually Lizzie's got a goal and assist as well, so she plays a part in the offensive corners. So a big loss for Halldale today. I think she's undergoing the concussion protocol. So Halldale will be without Lizzie, but they also come in with Kylie Rolfe and Faith McDougal, names that we've heard over the last couple of years. But as I said, Coach Davis out of Boothbay is looking to generate some offense. They've only scored 8 goals this year and have given up quite a few, so she's looking for some penetration in the offensive circle, and I think Coach Estes at Halldale's doing the same. They've only scored 3 goals this year and given up a few, so I think they're both looking for penetration in the offensive end. Boothbay comes in with a freshman goalie in Cass Amaral, and their senior captains Sydney Blake and Savannah Campera are two people that we probably will hear quite a bit about. But again, we're looking for a solid defense. This should be a really good game. They've got some like opponents that they've lost to. And as you said, the first game of the season was 2-0, but things change pretty quickly in high school ball over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So it seems like a pretty comparative game, Rob.
Well, unfortunately for Halldale, they lost their homecoming opponent as Telstar wasn't able to field the team, and in a strange set of circumstances, that's how Lizzie Bickford got knocked out. She was playing against in the parents. They tried to do a parents student game, and she took a ball. They thought it would be probably a low-key game. She didn't wear goggles or anything else like that. And we were talking to her dad, and so they'll miss Lizzie, that's for sure. She's a spark plug out there, very good defender, and as you said, picking up the offense in this year. We're joined here by Andy Munson running our camera. Tough situation here as we're in a little short bleacher shooting into the sun. So we're hoping for cloud cover. We're glad you're able to join us here on Facebook and on Boxcast, wherever you're joining us from. I won't be able to monitor Facebook too much as we're going to be running the scoreboard off of Boxcast. So that's where we are. We hope you're going to have a good game with us, and we're glad to be here as we continue our production of Halldale High School. We want to thank our sponsors. We're not going to be able to run their spots. Bulldog Strong Basketball, one of our prime sponsors. Kennebec Savings Bank, always a community leader in this central Maine area, one of our sponsors, as well as a couple of holdovers from our Gardner sponsor package. Goggins IGA sponsors Bulldog Sports, as well as Strategic Real Estate sponsoring as well. Of course, our anchor sponsors that carry us through Central Maine Community College, Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is one of our key sponsors, as well as the Northeast Aviation Academy. That's Earl Harvey. Earl says, Coach, I don't know if I want you to run the ad anymore. We get so much business we're turning away. So
good for him.
Yeah. Wyatt Chadwick from Gardner High School, the quarterback, having a great season, learned his flying technique down there. So it's kind of a a great thing, a new thing, and they're doing great down there. They're one of our anchor sponsors, Central Maine Community College, as well. And we're sending a fair number of Gardner kids down to Central Maine Community College as well. So that's a wonderful thing. Free tuition at the community college level, and a lot of kids taking advantage of that. We do a lot of their sports here on Munsing Media. You see that probably if you follow us at all. So Boothbay in the dark. Visiting uniforms, they will be going right to left on your screen. Halldale in the whites, and we'll be set to get underway here very shortly. Halldale will take it. Tori Tibbetts with the play, looking to get inside the offensive zone. Can't do it. Fought for control.
Coach Estes had a lot of good things to say about Tori Tibbetts. Only a sophomore. This is her first, I think, foray into regular varsity play, but Coach had a lot of good things to say about her. She's got decent speed, got a good stick, so we may mention her name quite a few times.
Yeah, Coach Estes, first-year coach here at Halldale. We've been doing Halldale field hockey for, this is our third season, I think, doing it. Opportunity there for Boothbay, Sydney Blank, one of the senior captains, for Coach Skylar Davis.
I think Coach Estes did some middle school coaching before she stepped up here.
You know, that's where we may have seen it, because remember we did some middle school Halldale games.
And she's a disciple of Coach Ellen Vickers, who was here for a long time and quite a storied program when she was here. And as I was just talking to Coach Estes before the game, Ellen is just a vault of information. I know Coach Estes has invited her to practice a couple times and learned a lot from her. So an invaluable resource for the Halldale kids.
Ellen, one of the great ones there.
Absolutely.
She's back in your day when you were coaching.
Absolutely.
Halldale and Gardner, great programs. Halldale looking to turn it back into offense. They do. Chase down there. Nice steak there by Boothbay, but couldn't get it out.
And I think this is where Halldale struggled a little bit. Inside their own 25, going into the circle, they haven't had as many shots as they would like per game, average-wise. And getting it from the 25 into the circle has been an issue. So I think that's what they've been working on, and hopefully we'll get some shots off in this game.
Rolf just tipped it ahead. Fight for it now, trying to get in the circle. Tori Tibbetts, who we mentioned, in front. There's a scrum in front. Halldale looking to get it. Can they? Track down Emma Soroy Simmons, a name from the past, senior captain this year. Boothbay penned in their zone. That was McDonald. And she'll take the hit. Of course, the games that we have done this year have been on turf, and this is a beautiful grass field, and it plays a little bit better than a lot of the grass fields play, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. This has always been a nice field. They take great care up here of these particular fields. But in spite of that, you're right, Rob, it's a huge difference between this game and a game on turf.
Rolf is in. Oh, that was a pass that came across. Tibbetts got it inside. Just underway here. We'll play 4 15-minute quarters in NFHS field hockey. And this has been a good one, a good change of the rules, Coach. You've spoken about it several times here. Emma Soroyce is going to take the insert.
Emma's been steady for the last 2 or 3 years on these penalty corners, too. Very important cog offensively.
First one of the game. It'll come in. They'll try to connect here with McDonegal. Halldale pressing the issue. Oh, that just went wide. Good shot. Soroyce was camped on the side. Not able to tip it, but we'll have the second corner of the game. Beautiful day. We're in a beautiful stretch of weather. Here comes the insert. Bounces around. Now thrown back in. They're trying to connect with Rolf.
There it is.
There's the goal. First one of the game, the second corner of the game, and goal for Halldale. They'll go up 1-0. They were pressing the issue there, Coach, and just looked like inevitability there that they were going to get the goal.
Yeah, they've had the ball up there and inside the 25 for
I think it
the
was
last 2 or 3
Skane
minutes.
with the goal. Mia Skane, 1-0. Probably, I can't read the time on the clock, Coach. Maybe you can.
I am thinking it's, oh, there it is, 10:58. So it was right around the 11:02 marker.
So now Boothbay looking to press the issue if they can. A quick hit, maybe too quick.
A little bit too high going into the circle there.
Cindy Blake, I'm sorry. Cindy Blake. So Halldale would come out. Estes. She's a freshman, coach's daughter.
Tough position to put a freshman in. Taking a senior like Lizzie Bickford out and putting a freshman in is a tough position. And looks like she's at center backs, which is very important in the distribution of the ball coming out of the defensive end. So
Royce tries to drill it through. Boothbay will collect it, take it to the side, but they'll drop it out of bounds. It's going to be white ball. Emma Royce. Rolfe now. Reverse stick kicked out. As we said, freshman goal keeper. Amaral. Number 1 in goal. So playing with a freshman goalie. And a very young team. Just a couple of seniors on this Boothbay team as they're rebuilding under coach Skylar Davis.
Boothbay's got a storied history down there as well. I remember evaluating a player. I think her name was Sydney Meter. Great ball player, and I think she's playing at Maine now. So they've got a pretty good history. Donna Jordan coached down there for a number of years and had great success at Boothbay.
Yeah, we've done a couple of Boothbay games. I think it might have been a game that you weren't able to get to, Coach, on a Saturday, first game of the season. I think we did a couple of years ago. We were doing all the games during COVID times. Thankfully, we're past all those protocols, and we know COVID's not gone, but we're back to somewhat normalcy.
Oh, there's no question. It's so much better for the kids and the communities. As I was just mentioning to you, Rob, I saw the crowd at the football game on Friday night, and it's just great to see everybody back out and watching games and supporting their teams at all schools, whether it's here or Gardner.
Yeah, well, here at Halldale, they're just coming off a very successful homecoming weekend. I came up yesterday to do this soccer game. I looked in the middle of the softball field, and there were a bunch of embers there. I said to Chris Ranslice, "What's that, Chris?" He said, "Oh, we had a big bonfire over the weekend." And he said fireworks that were awesome, so that's great. Boothbay pressing the issue. And be Boothbay hit. And off the side, collected there by Skane. She's got the goal. Came within the first 5 minutes. First of 2 games we'll have on here today. This one will finish up, then stay right with Munsing Media. We got the Rivals over playing volleyball tonight. That'll be a good one.
Always is.
Driven through.
That run was a good example of Halldale. Halldale's got some real good speed up front, and I think what coach is looking for is to combine their speed and stick handling skills with good shots, good solid shots at the end of the run. So,
well, they're off to a good start. They've got the goal by Skane. That's driven through. And a kick save by Graham, the sophomore keeper. Kylie Rolfe. Good stick work there. Can't beat the defender, so she'll drive it through, and then it'll stop. I thought it was going to the inline. McDonegal got it. She got it back out front. Brooke Mishu comes in, keeps the play alive. And Boothbay hit. They try to go quickly, kind of nub that one, but they get possession. Going to get it on the left side. Nian tried to poke it through, couldn't. Good defense there, but she's got it back. Throws it in front, deflected. Opportunity here for Burge and out of bounds. So Boothbay's best offensive chance right there.
they're showing some decent speed on the left side here. Lily Nine just came down this left side with some decent speed and some good stick handling skills. So there's pressure both ways in this game.
Emma Soroy says, I'll take it. So she goes back, puts Kylie Rolfe back where she can get it offensively. That's a good drive. Faith McDonegal working hard to get it. She does. Into traffic and be the third corner. So Royce will get it and she'll do the insert. So far, friends over at the Internet Land are being nice to us today. So it looks like we're getting out okay. And good clear there by Boothbay. Good step up. Donahue came up and stepped up and turned defense into offense here. In front.
Ooh, right there.
And a little tap
nice
in.
Pass.
Beautiful pass. And Skane's got her second goal of the game. I think it was Skane again. So it looks like we're going to get a timeout. So who did we have on the first goal, Coach? Did we get that right?
I'm not sure that we did.
We
I
did.
thought it was Brooke Mishu, but I'm not really sure.
Let's ask the folks. Who are the goal scorers for Halldale, ladies? Can you tell us? Okay, that's what we had too. Yeah. Yeah, Faith made a beautiful pass. Yeah, we're getting some help from the fans who are. They have younger eyes, apparently. No, actually, we had it. We said Skane scored both goals, and she has.
Yeah, that was a great pass. Nice entry pass into the circle. Great pass from Faith over to Mira, and it was just a great pass. Nice setup.
Yeah, I have a typo on that's why it's Mira.
Yeah, I do too. Who typed that?
I don't know.
You don't? Neither do I. Okay,
So,
okay, it was me.
Mira Skane with both goals.
Now this is new too, Rob. We didn't have this last year. Each team gets one 90-second timeout this year. There were no timeouts last year. This is a new rule, but they only have one, and only have one. So whoever used this one is done. You can't.
Yeah. So as Boothbay took the timeout to try to settle things down so this doesn't get away. Halldale's got to be ecstatic here. They've controlled the offensive end. They've got the 2 goals. That's what they totaled in the first game of the season where they went down to Boothbay and beat Boothbay. I think it was 2-0
Yes,
on 9-2, beginning of the season.
So far, Boothbay's doing Halldale's doing what they wanted to do. They've had pressure inside. Boothbay's had a couple runs down to their offensive end, but so far, Halldale's had control in the offensive end.
3 corners to none. Ooh, that's a tough trip up. Emma Royce went down. A little bit funny.
Emma's one of those kids in the midfield too. She's not going to lose many 1v1s. She works, plays steady defense, and doesn't lose many. Just turned that into her advantage.
Yeah, she went down awkwardly, but that's nice being 16, 17 years old. You bounce right up from that.
Are you saying that we would get up in a
I'd be
week or so?
calling AC towing. Kicked out. That's a good kick-out save, and tried to feed back inside was Rolfe, but she wasn't able to get a stick on it. Andy's doing the best he can to give you the views of this, but it's a little difficult. He's blinded a little bit by the sun as well, so we'll probably stay a little extra wide and make sure we get things covered okay. Whistle, it's going to be Boothbay. Almost an accidental stop there by Brooke Mishu. I don't think that Brooke knew she had it. She had her stick down, which is what you want, and she was able to block it. Now it's a chance for Halldale. Grace Estes. She gets dispossessed, and here comes Boothbay down the far side, trying to get on a run. Nice step up by the Bulldogs, far side. We'll give credit there when we see the number. It's one of the back defenders. Grace Leach, maybe?
That's what I was
It was
thinking.
number 9, Grace Leach. Play at midfield. Estes looks to turn it back offensively here for the Bulldogs. She makes a nice pass. Nice through pass to Rolfe. Rolfe trying to get possession. Can.
I know Coach Estes was worried about the back end, but so far in this game, Estes,
Leach.
yeah, and Donahue are doing a great job playing steady back there. Not much is getting through.
Well, that's where they would have Bickford back
Right.
there as a
That's
steadying force. Contesting here, Kate Campbell. Tried to get one in the air, couldn't do it. Stolen away. Tori Tibbetts with it. Tori pokes it ahead, self-pass, can't get it. And a corner here coming up. So Royce will come up for the insert. Number 3. Comes the insert in. McDonagall got it left. Tibbetts had a stick on it. Now it comes through. And turns over to Boothbay. 2-0. We're still in the first. Can't see the time, Coach. Maybe you can.
We're under a minute.
Under a minute.
Oh, no, we're not. It's 1:25.
1:25, okay. Halldale, the shot kicked out. Cassie Emerald came over with the big pad, knocked it away. Here's an opportunity.
Nice pass. Very
Ian
nice
down
pass.
the left side. Campari is going to have it go over the inline, out of bounds, off her stick. Grace Leach chases the ball down. Donahue will take the hit. Good out for the head. Kylie Rolfe. Tipped off Halldale. Kate Campbell with it. Campbell sizes up the situation, threads it through pretty nicely, but Estes with it. She'll take it to the side, out of danger. She's in a one-on-one battle here. And that's going to do it. So, we have played one here. It's been all Halldale. Halldale leads us 1-2-0. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. Not able to get all our equipment out here and run it off the portable power pack that we have. So we want to thank all our sponsors verbally here today, as we mentioned, Bulldog Strong Basketball. There's so much in this area to help groups and organizations. They run tournaments and do fundraising and all of that. Terrific group. Your former player, Jamie Arsenault, Jamie Medora, and her husband, Ryan, heading up Bulldog Strong Basketball, and a host of others. Lots of good people working in that organization. We thank them for their support. Kennebec Savings Bank, always a great community sponsor. Here in the Halldale, Gardner area, we thank them for their support as well to help bring all the games that the kids play here at Halldale. This is our second game in 2 days. Did boys soccer, great game, won one game yesterday. An undefeated Lisbon came in, and Halldale had kids sick. They had kids hurt, and they rallied up. Oh, it was a great story, yeah. I was watching that as I was headed down to Central Maine College to do a baseball game last night. And Halldale tied the very strong Lisbon Greyhounds. Lisbon hadn't really been that challenged all year long in the Mountain Valley Conference. We'll pick up the great girls soccer team here at Halldale High School. They are undefeated and almost unscored on. as I follow them through the postings of our Gary Verhill. He's got granddaughters playing on the team, and Gary gets all the games, lets us know how things are going, and Gary has taken all the credit for that Halldale team.
They've scored a ton of goals,
They
too.
have scored a lot, and they haven't given up any.
Exactly.
Coached by Mark Tankum, the principal here. Really kind of a unique thing. They get to the almost the beginning of the season, all of a sudden they didn't have a soccer coach. And, of course, Mark is a great soccer guy. I mean, he's
Right.
soccer's in his blood. He coached these kids all the way up through the youth teams with his daughters playing. So, it wasn't Mark that said, "I'll coach the team." It was the community saying, "We'd love you to coach the team," and that's how it came about. And it's worked out great. And they are a powerhouse team there. So the two soccer teams, field hockey, what we're covering here this fall, and then of course in the wintertime we'll be here for Bulldog basketball. The defending Class C state girls champions will be playing on the hardwood right inside that gymnasium. We'll be here for some of their games, and we're doing it differently than we did. We're back to our pre-COVID situations because the schools are no longer asking us to come in and do a multi-level games and things of that sort. They found some COVID money to help defray the costs of bringing us in. What was it, 2 years ago we did all the Halldale games, everything that happened. So we're back doing sponsor-based thing. So we'll do 20 games for Halldale. This is the second of 20 games that we will do for Halldale, and we'll follow them through the winter and spring.
What a great community this is for athletics and education as well. But the community follows just about everything. The arts, the athletics. It's just a small community nestled between Gardner and Augusta, and it's just a great community for support of education and educational activities.
Well, and I'm not sure if you know this, my granddaughter is now in kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
RSU, too.
Oh, your kids having kids, that scares me a little.
Yeah. We keep the same side of the fields here for the first half. We're in the second quarter. I don't know if I can change the quarter. Yes, I can. Look at this. 2-0 second quarter. Megan Burge, good run. Dispossessed. Nice play by Grace. So we've attempted to reconnect here. Looks like we have. Again, we're at the mercy of outdoor Wi-Fi here, and it's not the most dependable thing. Let's see if we can update the score. We have. It's 3-0 now, so it looks like we're back. Coach McNally's got the third Halldale goal.
Yeah, Halldale had their third penalty corner at 9:33 of the second quarter. Had a penalty corner. Emma Sorois inserted the ball. Ball went out to Faith McDonagall, who passed it over. Nice little pass to Tori Tibbetts. Tori Tibbetts took a shot, and Mira Skane got the rebound. So Mira Skane ended up with her third goal of the game so far.
Hat trick.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's making a bid for pizza. Don't want to forget our good friends at Caps's Pizza. Will be awarding a player of the game, as well as the defensive player of the game from Northeast Nutrition and Energy. So we'll award those at the end of the game. And Mira's going to have some friends up there.
Shot.
More pressure. So Boothbay will have the possession.
Boothbay's got to find a way to get in the circle, get some shots off. To this point, they had one shot in the first quarter, one shot in the second quarter. So they've got to get down into their offensive end as quickly as they can and get some shots off.
And here's a foray down that side by Botter, Avery Botter, number 17, but dispossessed. This is Grace Estes. We've talked about Grace a couple of times, a freshman, filling in that back line, and she runs the field well, and nice cross
ball.
there. Second chance, kick-out save, back-to-back good kick-out saves by Amaral. So we just want to let you know that, because we're outside, we're trying to get on Wi-Fi, and sometimes things fail. Just stay with us. We'll try to get it back up and going. We are recording a backup copy of this that we can always put back up as the complete copy of the game. I think I had to do that one time when we got rained on. Remember when we got rained on here?
Yes.
Holy cow. It was between a heavy mist and a deluge.
As I recall, we had everything taped down to the table and it flew off anyway.
Yeah, it was wet. Yeah, that was a good run that time by Tori Tibbetts. This will be Emma Royce.
It's a nice combination on the left side with Tibbetts and Skane.
Driven through.
Both of them have got good speed. Skane covers the offside post very well. It's a good combination of kids on that side.
We're counting down here in the second quarter of play. Grace Estes will take it to the side. Squirts through a player. Tried to get it over to Kylie Rolfe, but whistle, but it'll be Bulldogs. Rolfe will play it back. Grace Estes. Nice through pass. Connects with Rolfe. She spins. Good stick work by Kylie. Contested. So Royce is going to get it here. Here she comes. Looking to set it through. Doesn't get through, but now it does. Rolfe got a piece of it. Kick save. Another one. Now it's loose in front and going to be thrown through for a goal. And Skane's got another. She's got 4 on the day.
She does. She does.
Yeah. Well, I think Mira might be able to call in and order a capsules at halftime, maybe. Have it ready to go.
As we said, she's got a nice stick on that left side, but you can't discount Kylie Rolfe and her stick work coming down this side, and a nice pass coming from the right to the left that sets that up.
Yeah, she's been set up for some tap-ins very well. Nice, great team play there. But
Absolutely.
Mira's a goal scorer. She knows what to do. When the ball comes to her corner, her side of the net, she's right there and she's got a quick trigger. So I think we've connected back for second half action for the moment. So we'll bring you as much of this as we can until the game's over or it goes south on us again. Rob Munsing, Mo McNally, Andy Munsing on the camera here. It's been a battle here to get this out. It's been all Halldale. We'll have Coach McNally recap. We didn't get up in time for the halftime report, but we'll do the Kennebec Savings halftime report here when we get some break in the action. Maybe right now Coach could review the scoring.
Sure. We take a look at Halldale. It was all, as you said, it was all Halldale, Rob, in the first and second quarters. They had 7 shots on goal in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter, for a total of 17 for the half. They had 5 penalty corners in the first quarter, 4 in the second quarter, for 9 in the half. We just got a run going this one. Boothbay shot and a save.
Yeah, Jade Graham hasn't been busy, but she had to make a save that time. Made the pad save, and Halldale quickly up the other end. Kylie Rolfe.
So to finish off with those stats, Jade Graham for Halldale only had to make 2 saves in the first half, and Halldale scored 4 times in the first half, all Mira Skane, with passes from McDonegal and Tori Tibbetts, and 2 were on penalty corners. Just a great offensive showing, which is what Coach wanted to see. For Boothbay, it was a tough first half. They had 2 shots on goal, no penalty corners at all. Boothbay goalie made 12 saves, and as we said, I think she's a freshman. Cassie Amaral made 12 saves, and no goals for Boothbay. So it tells you a little bit about Halldale's defense. They're playing pretty steady with Estes and Leach and Donahue back there, holding strong at the 25-yard line.
And how many saves did you say for the freshman?
She had
Amaral?
12.
Wow, that's a lot of
12 saves.
That's a busy first half. Yeah, you really couldn't falter on any of the goals either, as multiple shots and.
No, they were good passes coming across, good quick passes. And as we said, Mira has stationed herself on that left post with her stick down, and all she's got to do is just a nice little sweep shot coming through there. So it's a good offensive effort for Halldale, and that's what Coach Estes was looking for.
Little aerial went awry. Fought for control right over in front of the bench area. Thank AD Chris Ranslow for his help. Chris has already told me, don't ask me anything about the internet, though. They do have an outdoor access here, and if there's a lot of folks around, you just, sometimes things go a little haywire. We'll try to get this straightened out before we come back for another outdoor game. The press box is beautiful wired internet there, which is what the old coach here likes. And we have that now at Garden. Remember when we used to do the outdoor games at Garden, and we'd be up on the hill there saying a prayer to the weather gods and the internet gods, and
holding up an antenna, hoping something.
Yeah, wasn't enough holy water go around. Sometimes get on the air there, but we try to do it best we can. We always back it up. So likely what I'll do is I'll take the camera feed. Even when we weren't talking, Andy was providing the camera coverage, so we'll have that. So, that one bit Grace Estes. She's back at it. Freshman's played a good game today.
She's played a great game. She's really controlled them.
What a play.
What a shot.
That's a bingo, bango, bongo. What a play that was. 3 passes.
Guess who?
When Miss Skane runs down the sidelines, I'm going to ask her what her favorite pizza is, I think. She has been the recipient of some great passing. You mentioned it as well there. That was 1, 2, 3. And you can go back and you can look at it on the replay here. if you're on Boxcast, you have full access to a DVR. You can go back even during live play and look at things.
That's exactly a coach's dream when you set it up like that, too. Comes in from the right side, easy entry pass into the circle. Your offside wing is set in front of the post. She's got a stick where she wants it. She's facing the ball. All she does is put a stick on it, and in it goes. Great setup.
Well, there was somebody with a nice save, and
He's
that one's
on
going
the
to
shot.
pop back in. Good original save, but I think Kylie Rolfe is going to get this one. Kylie, right place, right time. You probably know this, Coach McNally, because you probably did some work on the pregame stats looking at things. And how many goals had the Bulldogs scored all season long total? They may be close to that here in the...
They've already gone beyond it. They'd only scored 3. 3 total for the season.
And 6 today,
Yeah,
so
they doubled it.
the offense is clicking on all cylinders. And we're about halfway through the season, I believe. That's about where we are. It just shows the improvement that Halldale has made in a month. They played them on 9-2, a 2-0 Halldale win, and already he has 6-0 here on the 28th, 27th, 28th of September today.
One of the things I see with Halldale today, too, is it's unselfish play. They've got a nice short passing game. They seem to, Grace Estes and her back seem to see the field pretty well. They see the open person up above, so they use the long pass when needed, but they've got a short passing game going that's just pretty. And they're using each other. It's a great little passing game for Halldale.
Amaral came way out and ball went over the end line, but that was another chance for Skane.
I know. I was just thinking Skane probably wishes
Era.
she had that one back.
Yeah. Stolen away, Rolfe. Shoots, that's a really good save. Coming out to cut down the angle was Amaral, and she did it. And Cass Amaral, the freshman goalkeeper, she's earning a nap on the way back home to Boothbay here after this one. She's been busy. She had 12 in the first half and several more. Good run now. It's turned over. Driven down the right side. Connected there at Rolfe. She's fighting for control, and it'll be Boothbay ball. Carrie Blake, little reverse stick there. Trying to work in the shooting zone. They do. Kick out save. Graham came out, got a piece of it. Return shot. That was stopped by Grace Estes before it got through. Estes out to the side, trying to control play in the defensive zone, but Boothbay with their best effort so far. Kreft had it to the side of Graham, but wasn't able to do anything with it. Clouds have rolled in, much to our relief. It was toasty here.
It was. We were right in the sun. You're absolutely right.
Because I can go out in November and get a sunburn. Got windburn over at Central Maine the other day. Wow, I told you about that day. That was crazy. We were holding the table down, and there was a piece of, they have a turf field. They have pieces of turf that they used to put stuff on. So it doesn't, well, there was a piece of turf hanging there, and the wind got under it, lifted it up, and hit us right in the back of the chairs, and knocked us off the air. Never been knocked off the air by a piece of artificial turf flying and hitting us. Hit the table and knocked us off. I couldn't figure out what was happening.
Oh, wow.
That was crazy. Beautiful conditions today, though.
This will be the first penalty corner for Boothbay of the game.
So we're holding on here so far. Second half looks good.
And this penalty corner comes as a result of a 5-yard infraction. Halldale didn't back off the 5 yards on the free hit, so Boothbay gets a corner.
Compare will insert. Calvary's coming back, and they catch up in time and cleared out. So good defense there. Turned back by Boothbay. Torrey Tibbetts dispossessed. I'll come up the left side. A little better offensive thrust here so far for Boothbay in the second half. After the 2 goals, it was 4-0 at the half, and 2 more Skane goals.
Carrie Blake's been pretty impressive this half for Boothbay. She's got good speed, good stick control, plays in the middle of the front. Seems to carry the ball pretty well.
Brooke Mishu stepped in for Halldale. Be Halldale ball. Emma Royce. No, she's going to lay it off to McDonald. Royce back. Got it back. Chase down. McDonegal knocked it out, so it'll be Boothbay ball. What do you get for time, Coach?
3:21 left in this quarter. According to the clock on the left.
Yes, thank you. Not sure what the other clock is. The baseball clock. That's a baseball scoreboard. Yeah, not even lit, of course. Not even close to being in season, Rob. Tipped out, chased down. Estes going to turn it back. Couldn't beat her defender. Good defensive play by Tatum French. She's just a freshman. Young team for Boothbay. Seven freshmen on that team.
And they've got good speed up front once they catch the ball.
Blake tried to get it, couldn't do it.
Boothbay seems to have a little bit more jump in their step this half than they did the first half.
They do. You know, they're not going to win the game, so they're just going to try to maybe win a possession here and there and get some offense going. As we said, 7 freshmen for Skylar Davis, the head coach.
One of them being the goalie, so certainly bodes well for their future. And they've got decent speed. I think one of the things that they're lacking because they're so young is a little bit of stick control. Once they get the stick handling skills down, a little stick control, and see the passing game.
This game was going for another one. She still is. Kick saving a beauty. Skane had that label far side. I got caught up in the feet of Brooke Mishu. Mira Skane with 5. Was it Kylie Rolfe had the other goal?
Yes.
So this will be a corner. Remember tonight the Rivals added in volleyball will be inside the John A. Begoli Memorial Gymnasium with a lot of our friends. That'll probably be pretty packed. Volleyball really getting to be a well-played, exciting sport here in Central Maine. Tigers undefeated on the season.
And it's only been the last, 5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
Rob? I know Southern Maine's had it for years.
Yes, they have, yeah.
It certainly has picked up in this area.
Estes into traffic there. There's a standing room only over there. She'll get it back. Back line's been solid as needed for the Bulldogs. Jade Graham not that busy in goal, but she's been solid when called upon. And Mira Skane has been a scoring machine. So I thank our sponsors here. You'll hear from Caps's Pizza. They're going to give out the Offensive player of the game. I might pick this one. It's a pretty easy pick, Coach. I leave the tough ones up to you, to Coach McNally. And then we'll give out the Northeast Nutrition and Energy. Susie Brennan has really committed to the communities, the kids that are playing the athletics here. And, of course, they're very, very generous in what they give out. They provide free drinks for Halldale and Gardner players of the game, and also UMA players of the game when we get into action up there. I just heard from their fine AD, Chris Hart. Got me the winter schedule up there. I'll be putting that into my book when I get a day off. You finally get a day off tomorrow, so that's going to be good.
Nothing at all tomorrow.
No games tomorrow. Got a lot to do. Got a lot to do on the other end of things. I got to figure out this connection issue up here. That's one of the things we got to get squared away before we come back up, do another game.
How many games have you done in this fall for varying communities?
I don't know. I can't even think of how many. I mean, between the colleges and the high school, just this past month, I bet we've done 25 games.
Wow.
In this month, maybe more even. Multiple games on multiple days. I mean, probably 30 games this month, it seems. We do all the games for Central Maine Community College. Right. We do Gardner Athletics, Halldale Athletics. We do UMA starting in the winter. But it's a good thing I retired, Mo. I just want to pass on condolences to a great educator. Chuck Vaughn just recently passed away. It was sad to see Chuck. When I first started out, Chuck was a veteran. To me, he was like an old guy, but he's probably like 5 or 6 years older than me, you know. Right. And he was across the hall from me when I was a 22-year-old lost language arts teacher. Don't forget, they hired me to coach football. They, and said, "Okay, kid, go in there, teach language arts." Well, boy, I got a lot of help from some great people. Chuck being one of them, Chuck Vaughn, and he stayed on. He came back and renewed his educational vows, so to speak, by coming back in, working in the learning lab as an ed tech after he retired from full-time teaching. He went from the O.C. Woodman School over to the Gardner Regional Junior High School to the Gardner Regional Middle School, and then up to Gardner Area High School. Had a long career in education, just a great man. And
one of the nicest guys I think I've ever met. His wife Priscilla was a longtime teacher at Gardner Middle School, and just a great family. And it is our condolences go out to Chuck's family. It's tough. It's very tough.
So we'll start the fourth. We'll change the quarter to 4, and we'll be underway here. 15 more minutes to play. And as we said, Boothbay would just, you're not supposed to root in the press box, but I'd like to root for them to get a goal.
Well, I was just looking, Rob, and I think you take a look at the third quarter, and there's some things, the third quarter, there's some things that Boothbay can take away from there. They didn't give up any penalty corners. They gave up a couple shots, but in turn they took a couple shots. So they got in the offensive end. They didn't give up any penalty corners to Halldale. They got a couple shots off and a couple penalty corners on their own. So small steps, but they got some. They got a little bit going.
Blake tried to weave her way through, but Estes another good job on the back end.
I think, as you said, with the amount of freshmen they've got, if they continue to work at it, and they've got, it looks like they've got great numbers sitting on the bench. So the future looks bright if they keep working at it.
Whistle, Halldale ball. We'll be doing a quick wrap-up. We'll be out of here as soon as the game ends. We'll name award winners. We might even be able to do that before the very end of the game. And as I've got to get over, and we've got a crew over at Gardner waiting to do volleyball. They're already into the JV contest over there starting at 4 o'clock. And live action coming at you from Gardner at 5:30. If you haven't seen a volleyball match, this will be a good one between the rivals. And the good news is I haven't got any SOSs from the crew setting up over at Gardner, so I think they're set and ready to go. So that's great. All the
news is good news.
All the trouble stayed here today. But the internet seems to have stabilized. And that's what happens most sometimes, it goes in and out, and right now it's pretty good. We'll have a do-over there on the corner. Rolf came out, penalty on her. Kylie, one of the senior captains. Coach Amber Estes.
She's been steady the last 3 years that we
Yes,
watched.
yeah.
She's got good speed, good stick handling. Doesn't do anything flashy, but does it all right.
Of course, Halldale been led offensively by Boom Boom Baker, as we called her. She's up at Husson right now.
Yes, she is. I talked to her mother not too long ago. She's seen a little bit of playing time.
Good.
Loves school, I guess.
Yeah, it takes there's an acclimation process
Oh,
when
yes,
you
there is.
jump up. It's a big jump. I know you evaluate the plays for a lot of the schools, Mo, and you can tell the kids, hey, it's going to be a different game when you go to college. Everybody's an all-star showing up there on campus to play.
Well, I was talking yesterday to a recruit. Used to be a recruiter for women's basketball at Maine, and we were talking about the recruitment process, and she was saying just exactly that it's some of the kids in small schools are big fish, if you will, and when they get to a D1 or a top-notch D2 school, all of a sudden there's some you got to take a look at it. You're no longer the big fish.
Yeah, you have to find out what your role is on the
Exactly.
team, and
Work at it. You have to work a little harder than probably you did as a senior in high school because you didn't have to work that hard. So it's a process for both the kids and the parents.
So who are some of the kids that we've covered in the past couple of years that are out having success at the collegiate level?
Well, you've got Cassidy Collins at St. Joe's. She was just named goalkeeper of the week for the second time this year as a sophomore.
Fantastic.
Avery Baker is playing at Husson. I was trying to think who else we got out there that's...
Who are the kids down? The other kids at St. Joe's, did they graduate?
Oh, Amy Adams is
Amy Adams.
still there as a senior.
Yeah, Amy, okay.
She's had a stellar career there, and I think she's just her and Cassidy. I think at St. Joe's. So, and she's had a great career. She's going into nursing. It's been a great choice for her to go to St. Joe's. So, kids have to spend some time in the thought process as to where they might want to go to get the best education they can at a beneficial cost and get some playing time at the same time. It's the process, and we just signed. Didn't Lizzie Gruber just signed at St. Joseph's out of Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Division I basketball. Yep.
So it's a process it's kind of difficult at times because you really don't know what you're looking at, and you have to make your visits. You have to really do some research, take a look at what's available, but we've got more and more kids playing at all three levels in all sports, so that's good to see.
University of Maine, the flagship program in the state, is a really, really good Division I field hockey program, has been over the years. You've got to have a special skill to play at that level.
Yes, we've had, she's had good success up there. She's been there now for quite a few years. And she takes, every year, she takes a few Maine kids, some of the top tier Maine kids. Some of the kids in southern Maine for field hockey go to UNH and the Massachusetts schools, but
Boothbay with a flourish in front. We don't want to miss that opportunity, and they'll get a corner out of it. Yeah, Chevrolet is a top-notch field hockey program here in the state of Maine.
I just saw them
There's
last
a big
week.
field hockey game today between Chevrolet and one of the other top schools now in southern part of the state. I saw Michael Hoffer was talking about covering it. Here comes the corner. Launched through. Graham with a kick. Yeah, that snuck through off the stick of Cindy Blake.
It's a fourth corner for Boothbay.
So you talked about building and, finding something in a positive vein, and they appeared to have done that here in the second half.
I think when you get Coach, when you get a young team like this, you can spend an awful lot of time criticizing, but you got to spend some time building them up because they're younger. And if there are things that you can find in this game that bode well for them and that they can work on, I think that's the way you go, especially with freshmen. And they've had a pretty good second half. That was the fourth penalty corner they've had at the half. They've gotten 2 shots on goal this quarter, just this quarter, 4 for the half. So there are some good things coming out of this for Boothbay.
Of course, on the other hand, Coach Estes can maybe try some kids at some different positions and get everybody in the game, although their bench is not that deep. We said that Lizzie Bickford out today.
Right, there's not a lot of numbers on the bench today, it certainly seems like. So she's got some youngsters in there playing. Grace Estes has had a great game today. Jade Graham in goals had a great game has had great games today. Probably hasn't taken a lot of shots, but has taken 6 this half. So, and I think both teams, as we said, they're coming in with records that aren't necessarily full of wins, but you can take a lot from a game like this.
You know, Winthrop is a perennial strong program in the Mountain Valley Conference. Dirigo's also up there this year, I believe.
And I think we've got Spruce Mountain with this.
And Spruce, we'll see Spruce here.
Right.
God's willing. Internet God's willing. Oop. Taking a tumble there was Brooke Mishu. She bounced up. .637 left.
I think another defensive player for Halldale that again is not real fancy, but boy, is she steady. Is Ashlyn Donahue, and we've mentioned her the last couple of years when we played. Ashlyn was a junior playing back, and not much gets through her, and she has a nice release pass coming out of the defensive end. Seems to see the field well. Feeds her midfielders and her forwards very well. She's a pretty steady player.
Emma Soroy's battling for it. Emma's been involved in the action, as she always is. Estes with a steal back there.
Right, Emma has a penchant to control the midfield, and she's very, very strong. Tackles well. Plays back up as well as anyone.
One of the senior captains. So Mariskane, just a sophomore. They'll come back. I didn't see what the call was, Coach.
I didn't see that either.
Battle Royale going out across the way, and winning the battle was Tori Tibbetts in front and kicked aside.
And that, believe it or not, is the first shot in the fourth quarter for Halldale.
There you go. That's a good job by Boothbay there. Going to have a timeout across the way with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this one. You see the score. It's been all Halldale, 5 goals. Mariskane, Kylie Rolfe got the other one, 6-0. Turned into a beautiful day to play ball. We'll be back here for the Spruce Mountain game. We'll also be picking up the girls soccer team. We did get rained out of a game. They played the game, but it was raining too much for us to do. And that was the girls' soccer game. So what we've decided to do with that game, and talking to Chris Ranslow, we're not going to try to fit in another regular season game. Halldale girls soccer is going probably on a pretty good run into the playoffs, and we'll try to pick up one of those more important playoff games like we did last year. In fact, we covered them. I think it was in the regional final. They played Waynfleet down at Lewiston. We went down and did that game. Our schedule opens up a little bit in October, so we can fit a few more games in. So we'll be looking for the playoff runs for some of these teams as well, and that will also be something that we'll look at as our Gardner's schedule unfolds as well. I've left some dates available for playoff games for Gardner because the Gardner fall programs are all clicking. They're having a really good year down there, so we'll have some playoff action. As we did last year, we covered several, I think, playoff games for field hockey last year, and we'll do the same again this year. Soccer, we do have a boys' soccer game. That'll be actually our next game. Gardner boys soccer, they're having a terrific season, and the coach Nick Wallace, and we will cover them on Saturday, 10 o'clock. It's the Coney Gardner game, so we'll cover that game. I do soccer play-by-play now, Coach, I tell you.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I do, yeah.
You're a very talented man, Rob.
Yeah, I get listening to Rob Kennedy, the premier soccer guy around. And
All right.
like you taught me a few terms like aerial and things like that. I listen to Rob, and he tells me a few things to say, and they think I'm smart with it. I may try to tag Casey Johnson if he's around on Saturday watching the game and put somebody that knows soccer in with me. That one possessed here and out of the zone, out past midfield. But Emma Soroyce, you talked about her solid game at midfield, and that's such a pivotal point because those kids back there can take an offensive flurry by the other team and turn it into an offensive play the other way. Remember we saw Emma go down earlier, and she just went down with a split. Here comes a opportunity and a kick-out save by Jade Graham. That was a beauty. That's going to maybe preserve the shutout as we tick down to about the 3-minute mark, I think.
Jade came out at the right time there. That was a one-on-one.
Perfect timing, yes.
Absolutely. Came out, kept her eye on the ball, went down when she needed to, blocked the shot. Great defensive execution.
Boy, there's a shot of the game right there that was driven in by Sydney Blake. Blake's been a good player for them, the senior captain. She drove that one in.
And as you were talking about Emma Soroyce at midfield too, Rob, in field hockey terms, when you take a look at who controls the ball in the midfield, which team controls the ball time-wise in the midfield, is usually the team that comes out on top. If you control midfield, it means that your passes are probably coming out there on point. The ball doesn't get through that much. Your ball control skills are probably better than the opponents at on that particular game. So Emma's done a great job controlling the midfield, and it's obvious. I mean, you can look at the score and you can look at how many goals were scored, but it starts, as you well know, it starts in the defensive end, and how do we transition from that end to the other quickly.
And perfect example right there. Soroyce with the steal turned it into an offensive threat. That one's going to leak through, and Estes comes up as she has all game long too, and they're right back on the offense. Estes with some neat stick work. She's inside.
She doesn't give up, does she?
Looking for a shot. Couldn't get it to leak through. Two minutes left in this one. So our Caps are offensive player of the game will be, you guessed it, Mira Skane with 5 goals.
Right.
5 goals. So that's a pretty easy choice right there. She'll get a free medium pizza. And Coach, I'm going to give you the defensive player of the game, receiving a Northeast Nutrition and Energy free drink for their play on the defensive end. So you can think about it, Coach. You don't need to say it right off, but you would recognize a good defensive player better than I. Of course, a lot of times in a shutout, you'd go with the keeper, but it's been good team defense here today.
Right. I think in terms of that particular award today, I think you got to go with the freshman Grace Estes. I think she's played solid. Her passes have been on point. She's been involved in both the defensive and the offensive end. She carries the ball well through the midfield. So my choice would be Grace Estes.
And so it will be. Congratulations to the Bulldogs as they're going to pick up their third victory of the season. They'll go to 3-4-1. I haven't heard if they'll have that makeup game against Telstar. Telstar had to pull out of the last game. It's too bad because that might have been another one for the Bulldogs there on the homecoming weekend. Here comes a nice aerial. Beautifully done. Pass inside. Oh, that was almost a beautiful tip pass inside. McDonigal, I think she tipped it right through her legs.
It looked at.
And almost set up Skane for another goal, but it was not to be. So, shout out, 6-0. Bulldogs win this one. As we said, they moved to 3-4-1 on the season. And congratulations to our players of the game. We'll have your gift certificates available for you for Northeast Nutrition and Energy, as well as Caps's Pizza. Well, Coach, we held up fine in the second half, got the whole second half. I want to thank Andy Munsing, doing a great job on camera in some tough conditions under the sun. And, of course, always the coach, Mo McNally, for her great knowledge of field hockey and helping us out, bringing you these games. And most importantly, her love of field hockey and students in general. Thanks, Coach.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Well, that's going to round it off here. We'll let you know our next high school game Saturday from Gardner. It'll be soccer. The Rivals at it. Actually, that'll be the next game other than today. In about a half hour, we'll have volleyball action from Gardner, the Rivals, Coney, and Gardner volleyball. So switch right over. That game will be coming on very soon. And I'll be on the screech down to Gardner because I have to sit in the producer's mode for that one. So we're going to sign off. Until next time here. So long, everybody.